Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Named the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints?
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is my half a Vulcan. It's Frank. That wasn't as good as that came. I wanted it to be, but you're still half a Vulcan.
Thank you. Vulcan and a half to be aboard, Captain.
Do you have a good Spock impression?
Oh. Fascinating.
It's pretty good. The eyebrow arch actually makes it, pretty good. That's pretty good. If you could be a Vulcan or a Klingon, what would you be?
I mean, Vulcan.
Yeah.
I'm a Vulcan.
Vulcan.
I feel more Vulcan.
So much pressure.
I'm just not that confrontational.
Sure.
I'm much more the one to sit down and logic through something than I am to, just chop someone's head off just for the spectacle of it or because of honor or something.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends. Not interested in you.
Yeah, no. It's we complement each other. I'm the logic one. You're the chop someone's head off one. That's us.
Yeah, of course. That's me.
Famously.
Obviously. I love it. It's the best thing to do in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
Cooler heads prevail, and they get cooler because you chop them off, and they no longer have body heat.
Perfect. Indeed. What are you drinking today on Beer with Geeks, my friend?
I am finishing up my Sam Adams summer variety pack. I've got a few of these still in the fridge. I just had one of the American Light earlier today, and today I'm having a blueberry lager, the blueberry
Very
lager
nice.
from the summer pack, because it is almost time for the fall beers. It is arguably already time for the fall beers.
It is officially fall.
It is officially fall as we record this now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is officially fall, which is why I am drinking something from the fall pack.
Aha!
I am drinking a Sam Adams Harvest Hellas.
Ooh, that sounds delightful. I can't wait to get my hands on that.
Yeah, it's very good, very crisp. Yeah, it's very tasty. There's the fall pack is excellent this year.
Yeah?
They have a Hellas, they have a Munich style, which is the flannel, they have the pumpkin, and then they have something else, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, yeah, it's a really good variety.
Nice. It was a good summer pack this year, I have to say.
I didn't get a single. I don't think I had a single summer pack. I definitely had a summer.
You had
once.
Porch Rocker, didn't you? You didn't rock on the porch?
Yeah, but I didn't get it in the pack. I got
it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah, Sam Summer, I feel like, was gone early this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it maybe it arrived earlier, maybe it arrived at the usual time, but I feel like it was gone sooner than people were already, Oktoberfest was already starting to pop up.
Yeah, which I'm not, I like my fall beers in the fall.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Call me crazy.
All seasonal beers, right? Like I'm kind of like, I want to have it in the season for it, not a month before the season for it. I don't know. It's it's every year, right? Everyone's like, oh, pumpkin spice is happening earlier and earlier. Like it happens every year, but like I feel the same every year. I'm sort of like, in August, I still want to be having my summer beer. Call me crazy,
because it's still summer.
September,
for a long time.
For a long time in August. Yeah, right. Yeah. For all of August, in fact, it is still summer.
Pumpkin is the only one that I feel like I can, whether it's pumpkin spice or pumpkin ale or whatever, is the only one that I can justify for other people, not for myself.
Sure.
For other people because pumpkin is really a late summer thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it's not like it grows in the late summer. Mm-hmm. By the time the late fall actually rolls around, you're way past pumpkins.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why jack-o'-lanterns exist in the first place, because they're like, we got to get rid of these vegetables. Let's do something fun with it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay when people are drinking their pumpkin spice in late August. That doesn't bother me the same way.
Sure.
Yeah, but I don't want my Oktoberfest in August. I want it in
that's
October.
it. Yeah, I will. September is okay. September is okay. Late September in particular, but September in general, I will entertain it, because it's like September is the transitional sort of season, right? So like I see that, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would love to, I should go back and listen to however many times we've had this exact conversation every change of season since 2014.
I don't know if we actually talk about it too much.
I wonder.
I don't
but
know.
We must have come up, right? Like we must have in 2015 made some passing comment or like, can you believe they already have Oktoberfest on the shelf? Oh, I know, crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, but I would like to mark when that did occur, I guess, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That's the point. I would like to say, like, did we say it in August? Did we say it in September?
Right.
When did that pop up?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
We've got a lot of years of data points now to
so many years
to look back on.
Points.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, long time. Yeah, many years. Light years. You could look back on many star dates in the past and see a lot of what's going on in our personal logs.
What is a star date, Frank?
Dude, they keep changing it. The numbers have meant different things at different times. They've meant nothing at different times. I believe, and somebody will, look at the wiki, Memory Alpha, and tell me. But I believe that at some point there was an actual decimal, like a numerical system that this number correlates to this year or whatever. But I don't really think that they mean anything anymore.
No, because it was flub for the original series,
right?
It was flub for Star Trek the original series. So
Yes.
why you can't possibly like some things work out and you can nonsense in an excuse, but when it's just
Sure.
a bunch of random numbers, there's really nothing there's no real system that you can have. But I asked the question because on Strange New Worlds this past season, Kirk is doing his personal log and he says, "Stardate, what is a Stardate?"
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Popped in, Frank. Let's talk Strange New Worlds. Star Trek Strange New Worlds season 3 ended not too long ago. Last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't even know anymore.
I think 2 weeks ago.
And I thought this was their strongest season yet. Me personally, this was the season where the characters found their groove.
Yes.
Yeah, or they found their secondary characteristics, if that makes sense. Like it's not just, oh, I fly the ship. I also do this. I'm not just the captain. I also do this.
Right. Ortegas is not just a pilot, and Uhura's not just the communications officer. Like they all have another.
Exactly. They have another
dimension.
Thing. Yes, and that's what this season really was to me, and I think that's what I appreciated about this season more than anything. I especially think with La'an more than anybody, she's like, I'm not just security officer, I am also a dancer, and I'm also funny, and and I'm like all these other things. That was the highlight for me, and I also loved their on-off episodes, like serious episode, not serious episode,
yes.
Serious episode, not serious episode. I love the formula because I love non-serious Star Trek. It's my favorite Star Trek.
Yes.
Just complete absurdity for no reason.
And this show does it so well, and they lean into it so hard when they do, and they're always so committed to those non-serious episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even the non-serious ones, like they tend to serve a good purpose.
Yes.
Like whether it's connecting back to something from the second episode, this there was the wedding, this season that was connected to, like it was, I guess, spoiler for Strange New Worlds movie,
I mean, yeah,
but, but like Q's son was
Yep.
like here, but he was from the original series in the first place. So not only was it like an original series callback, but it's a next generation like thing. And I just like they were just really firing on all cylinders.
Yes.
Here. I
Yes.
appreciated it really across the board.
I very much agree with everything you've said. I think the way that I thought about it too was that I think this is really the season where not only did all the characters find another dimension where they're not just one-dimensional characters, but also this is, I feel like, where it finally hit its stride as an ensemble sort of show. Yep. Like, I feel like season 1 was, as you would expect, it leaned into Pike as the protagonist. Sure. As you would expect from any Star Trek show, is that the captain to be the protagonist. Season 2, I think they did lean it more into the ensemble thing, and we got to know, they fleshed out some of the secondary characters, some more of the supporting characters. But this season, they became less supporting characters and more of an ensemble.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, they figured out the system like that allowed us to get to know everybody.
Yeah.
But without ever leaving anybody behind. So even if like, I don't know, like Dr. Mbenga wasn't in this episode, that's because last episode was all about him.
Right.
And so it's okay that I didn't see him in this one because in the next one he's going to appear.
Yes.
And, so on and so on. And so
yeah.
on.
I feel like in the original series, you had a character like Nurse Chapel who would disappear for 10 episodes or something, right? And then like she would just be back and it would sort of be, she's here because the plot says she's here.
Right.
And in this show, they do still have like a sort of rotation where like not every character's in every episode, but you don't have that thing of like, I haven't seen this person in half a year. Are they even still on the ship?
Right.
Right.
Yep.
I also really, I feel like yes. So it is more of an ensemble. And they have really, every character feels like they've gotten a little bit, you've gotten familiar enough with every character now that you get just the right amount of every character. Where like, I don't need Sam Kirk in every episode. I just don't. Like, he's not that compelling to me that I need Sam in every single episode. But, or like, well, yeah. So like, he'll show up every few episodes and it's like just enough. Like, just enough. Or like a character like Pelia doesn't necessarily carry a whole season arc, but she shows up every other episode or every third episode and has something to contribute when she does.
Well, Pelia is an interesting. It's funny you say Pelia because, like, that she's really only there to get you to Scotty.
That's right.
Right. It's a especially with Scotty being on the show, through the season being on the ship, and you could see in the way that she interacts with him and whatever that she is. Training him for something, like she's just here for fun. So that type of character doesn't have to have an arc. She is there purely for the fun of it as a character, but also as, I guess also a character in a meta way.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. In a story structure narrative kind of way. And also as, her own drive. But I also like that she also serves a function, like that episode where they were running around. They have to hardwire the landline.
Yes, that was my favorite. I think that was my favorite Pelia episode to date.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like when they go into her quarters and they're like, "This is exactly as I imagined."
Yes.
It would be. Like, yeah, this is spot on.
It has remained the 60s in there for 150 years or whatever.
So I just really I like an in-house reason for why they have phones, like that's like that. Yeah. Obviously like Hardwired does work better in some respects. Like,
okay. If there's right. Like the whole thing was that the signals are being jammed, right? Can't jam it if it's going through a wire.
Yep. Yeah. It's good stuff. Yeah. The stuff like that it was just really thought it was a season that rewarded Star Trek fans without bashing you over the head with the need to have seen Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. But I do wonder, and obviously because I am a Star Trek fan, I don't know what a non-fan would really how they react to it. But I feel like this must have been a harder one for a non-fan to stay tuned into. Don't you think? This season?
No, only because all the like the Q stuff or the holodeck episode or even Nurse Chapel's boyfriend, like all of those things have stories that go into different shows, but they're not needed as context for what we watch. Like, so they're hardwiring phones into the thing. I know why they're doing that as a fan, but it's not necessary for anybody else to know that.
It's true, but I'm thinking more about something like 4.5 Vulcans or like
it was my favorite episode of the season.
Such a good one.
Good.
And like the whole that episode in particular, I feel like was very much a fan service episode, and it would, I imagine, be, I don't know. I feel like that might be a hard one to. It's less accessible. There are lots of things in it that would fly over your head, and you wouldn't be, sort of penalized for not knowing them. But also, sort of the whole point of the episode, you basically have to know Leonard Nimoy for any of it to be like, because they were basically all imitating '60s Nimoy.
Yep, but at the same time, I thought it was fun. I didn't think about that in the slightest, truthfully. And I still thought it was great.
I thought it was great. I loved it
more than anything. Is that I thought like La'an becoming a Romulan instead of a Vulcan was hilarious. Good idea. Well done.
Like
got Noonien Singh DNA, so she goes in like the evil direction, whatever.
Yes,
but they don't ever like deal with the Romulans on Strange New Worlds. So if you don't really know what a Romulan is, that doesn't
like that conversation between her and Pike, where they're both like, I know something that I'm not supposed to know that I can't talk about, blah, 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 and it has to do with Romulans. Like that must be nonsense if you're not versed in it. So, and I don't say this as criticism because I am versed in it enough and I enjoyed it and thought that was yes, I loved it. I sort of feel bad for somebody who doesn't know what we know and maybe didn't appreciate it to the same degree. But that's sort of like who's 9 episodes or 8 episodes deep into season 3 of this show if you're not somewhat invested in Star Trek at the same time. You know what I mean? Like
that's also true. And I think truthfully, I think the Kirk episodes are the ones that you might tend to raise your eyebrows at and think, why is this guy important? Like if you truly didn't know anything about Star Trek. Like why does this random captain from a different ship keep coming back?
But don't you think that feels like a big enough cultural reference, Captain Kirk, that pretty much everyone's gonna know?
If you're already if you're like, like you said, if you're in season 3 of a Star Trek show, you probably have gone backwards or looked something up at some point.
You got to know something, right? The fact that let's talk about Paul Wesley getting to do his Shatner impersonation
that was just the best. Like, but also like everybody in that holodeck episode. One, I really liked them being like, this is why we don't have the holodeck on the original series.
Right.
Like, sometimes I love these like throwaway like, we have the technology, but this is why we don't.
Right.
But I did not get this while I was watching it, but that my gosh, Rebecca Ramon was supposed to be Lucille Ball in that. Like
sure,
thing.
yes,
like,
yes,
everybody was like somebody obviously was Captain Pike was Gene Roddenberry.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I did like that everybody had a thing.
Yes,
but if you didn't know that they were supposed to be a thing,
it
doesn't really.
And like she's supposed to be Lucille Ball because Desilu was behind the original Star Trek. Right. But
truthfully, I loved the whole thing.
The idea, by the way, that Rebecca Romijn would be like becomes a giddy little like girl at what's his name? Oh geez, help me out. I'm blanking on the Vulcan, the short Vulcan, Patton Oswalt. Jeez, yeah. Oh my gosh, I was like, as soon as I say it, as soon as I tell you what to, you're gonna, yep. I'm gonna say it as soon as Patton Oswalt. The idea that Rebecca Romaine would be like weak in the knees over Patton Oswalt is just the most hilarious. I like
so good,
hilarious. That whole outcut thing at the end of the episode between him and isn't like, oh my god. I want to see the outtakes from that, right? Like the outtakes from that scene, like them not being able to get through the scene.
My father-in-law said because he's a big Star Trek guy.
Sure,
so he watched it and he was like, "How do you not laugh?"
Oh man,
like. And how is that just not the thing that we watched at the same? Because like that,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
As professionals,
Patton Oswalt,
he
has gotten to really. He has like really been able to milk the I'm the nerd comedian. Like, and he's gotten to do some dream scenarios that all of us. He has gotten
Gary,
to
Gary the Vulcan or whatever.
Yes, yeah. Like we all get to live vicariously through him getting to be. Yeah, Gary, Doug the Vulcan.
Doug the Vulcan, that's it. Yeah, because he has siblings, too, that are also...
Yes, they have Peter and whatever. Like, they have his normal name.
Like, my parents liked human names.
His parents were human nerds, I guess.
So very good.
And the fact that Spock gets whatever information he needs from him by being like, if you give me what I need, I will talk about being human with you. That's the trade.
I think Spock's realization that Vulcans are rude while logical is the best. He's just like, but he just like when he can't like undo their logic when 5 Vulcans to beam down, 4.5 Vulcans to beam down. Mm-hmm. He's like, I mean, it's true.
No, Vulcans are kind of jerks.
It's true.
Yeah. He does say something like that. They're kind of jerks or something.
They're just jerks.
It's just so funny, man. It's so good.
What did you think of the final episode in general?
Okay. The Marie character has always, to me, been sort of like, but she has to go away at some point. So what is this? What is the story we're telling here? Mm-hmm. And how long, like, what is going to be how much time do we have here until we catch up to the Pike that we know? And how long can she be around? So I've always sort of wondered what will her story be, obviously, and where will it end, and how will it propel him further towards what we know is going to happen to him. Mm-hmm. And it did not go exactly. I didn't expect quite the. I didn't expect them to touch what we know is going to happen to him, the sort of what his fate ends up being in the wheelchair and all that stuff. I didn't expect them to reach out to that quite as much as they did. And the whole last episode of them playing out their life together in that dream scenario or however you want to felt very Star Trek Discovery series finale.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It made me think of that a lot. Of sort of like, let's watch them now play out the rest of their lives, right? Like, it was very much shades of that for me.
I guess because it's not real though. I think it's more like the idea that, like, this is a gift that he gets so he can face his not demise, but his
he can face his destiny.
Right. That's a better word for it. Yes.
But it is an interesting. He gets to see what his future would look like, anticipating that destiny, and then not having to actually live it. Right. He gets to sort of get that. Yes, a gift of like, what would it be like if that didn't happen? If I was able to change the future, and play that out and sort of. it seemed to me like
which is nice that in some ways it's a very melancholy. Go ahead.
It's very melancholy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a melancholy ending for both of them, but at the same time, I guess because he doesn't forget the gift that he has, like he has been given, then his story ends up being a more hopeful one because he can dive into his destiny, like wanting to fulfill be the sacrifice instead of like begrudgingly do it, because he's had this gift of being able to live like his whole life with Marie and remember it. And so once you have lived that whole life, you have everything that you wanted from this earthly plane, then you can shuffle off your mortal coil and be okay with it in some way. And so I liked it. I thought it was a good way of like actually letting him have his cake and eat it too.
Have his cake and eat it too is a good way to put it. Yeah, it very much was. Like he gets to sort of see what that would be like and feel that, and it felt real to him. And it was the thing for me was that it was that whole we watched all of that play out, and then it was very sudden. Like then she was gone so suddenly.
Yep.
And how
Isn't that just how that works though?
Heartbreaking, right? Like just absolutely like 1 minute you're living out your life into your 90s or whatever, and then the next second she's gone. Right? Like just devastating.
Really devastating. Yeah. But you know, it was nicely paralleled, I thought, with Spock and Kirk, who formed this quite like inseparable bond in that episode through the mind meld. And I like that Kirk has spent the last couple of seasons building connections with different members of the crew.
Yes.
You know, like he had the whole episode with Scotty. You know, we make a good team. Like this, but the one with Spock was particularly interesting because they don't spend much time together in previous episodes because Kirk's kind of he's on another ship and doing another thing, but we know their friendship is, quite legendary. So to have that togetherness cemented while Pike's togetherness is, like ripped out. That was a nice juxtaposition of
it was
storytelling.
It really was. It was, and I actually really like that use of the Vulcan mind meld as a mechanism for why they are so close, right? I really like that as a it's a bit of a contrivance, but it's a clever contrivance that is just a really clever use of something already existing in universe that completely explains how they could be on the same wavelength, and
all the time.
Yeah,
for those first few episodes of the first season.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was such a good use of that. We are getting at least one more season, right?
Getting 2 more seasons.
2 more. Okay,
Yep.
so it will be a 5-year mission in the end.
It is a 5-year mission in the end. The last season is 6 episodes instead of 10.
Okay.
But they are going to wrap the show.
So we've got 16 more episodes coming. I do have to think that we're going to say goodbye to Dr. Mbenga at some point in the next 16 episodes, and McCoy comes in, right?
So it's funny that you say that because one of the producers, not Kurtzman, but another one of the producers said that you're going to see everybody from the original crew except for Chekhov because he's too young.
Okay.
Like it wouldn't make sense to see Chekhov.
He's only supposed to be like 17 when in the original series, so that makes sense.
Right, exactly. So he's barely, he's like middle school.
He's a kid, yeah.
Or whatever at this point. But I think like you're eventually going to replace the cast with as much as possible,
right.
Without it feeling like a completely different show by the end. But something's got to happen to La'an. Something's got to happen.
I
to
know
Una.
that one actually.
That one hurts.
That one
She's one of my
hurts.
favorites. Yeah,
she's really grown on me. Ortega's too will have to go. and Sulu will have to take her place.
Correct.
And that, I mean, I would love to see a scenario where she trains Sulu and then gets to leave on her own terms, but I don't think you get to be half Gorn and come out of it okay.
No. Well, I think what a part of it is like when Kirk takes over the Enterprise and they go on their own 5-year mission and stuff, like you can also have new crew members. Like you don't have to have everybody that was already staffed.
Tim, is that good TV?
No,
I'm bringing in my own crew now.
Yeah, it's terrible TV.
Yeah, no, this is why I don't think it'll happen. Right?
It's also bad captaining, really.
It's true.
Yeah, like I know you have a job, but I'm bringing in my own person.
I have my driver guy.
Yeah, no, that's no good.
Yeah, when I say 1/2 impulse power, he does it different.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Bones coming in for M'Benga makes sense, and because he feels like he's a ticking time bomb. His story.
Yes. They're building M'Benga's story in layers slowly, and he is. The more you find out about him, the more complicated he is, right? And the less of a surprise it will be when he, in one way or another, leaves the Enterprise. Because we've had all this stuff with his daughter in the transporter buffer and all that stuff. Like we've had all these and all the stuff from the war. Like he's got some skeletons in the closet and he's got a story we don't know still, which has made him a very interesting, compelling, mysterious kind of character too.
Yeah, but such a big heart, and I just love him to pieces.
Love him.
A really good character, great actor. But
yeah,
I also love Bones. So
yeah,
at the same time, I'm like, come on, Bones.
Yes, yeah. I've gotten attached. I've gotten attached to M'Benga now, right? Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, if I want to watch, Bones, then there's tons of episodes, movies, a reboot, of sorts, So there's plenty of. I could watch the show Bones, which is not about him.
Not about him, but is also okay. I suppose. What did you think of Ortegas's brother and his storyline on the season?
That was the worst part of the season. Personally, I didn't love it. I did kind of like the documentary episode itself. I liked his. He had an axe to grind, but he actually figures it out by the end that Starfleet is on the level as much as they possibly can be, which is part of the fun of Star Trek, is that they actually try to do, even though they do falter at times, they are actually trying to do their best.
Yes.
And if somebody higher up fails, somebody else steps in line to, make it work better, whatever. So I'm glad that it all kind of got there, but I wasn't thrilled with him in general. He kind of annoyed me.
I kind of wanted more from his relationship with Uhura. I kind of wanted something. It was sort of a foregone conclusion that they were going to date. You know what I mean? So it wasn't there wasn't a will they won't they. There wasn't, but but there could have been. The two actors have really good chemistry. That could have been. So they could have teased it out a bit more, I guess, and made it a little bit more exciting because the two of them had such good chemistry. But I guess I wish they had. I liked the documentary episode. I liked the documentary episode so much that I actually thought he made such sort of strong points, even though he had an axe to grind.
Yes.
He made the points so convincingly and with so much evidence to sort of back them up that I almost felt like he backed down from his position too quickly.
Sure.
And I needed to see him be more persuaded than that before he would let go of because he was so you actually have some valid point. That is kind of colonizer behavior when you put it that way. How are they going to get out of this one? And then it was just sort of you're just mad at the Federation because it took your sister away, and he just sort of melted. And I was like, I mean, I like that being his motivation even. I just wish it had been stronger in how it was executed. Sure. I think it worked better on paper than it did as an episode. And it worked. I think it works really well on paper, and I wish they had just made a few adjustments here and there to where the episode would have worked as well as it does on paper, if that makes sense.
It does, and I think part of it is like they're stuck having to defend Starfleet.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
Starfleet's history and like because some of it is colonizing behavior.
Right. And I kind of liked that they were going there with the like accusations, and I was like, ooh, they must have something good to counter those accusations. Mm-hmm. Like if they're bringing the big guns, I guess they're going to have something good to go against it. And it felt like what made Starfleet triumph in the end was basically just like, but we're the good guys of the show, so it's fine. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't really a reason to me, a satisfying enough reason to explain away all of his objections. It was more of a, it's fine because we're the good guys.
That's a good point, though. I didn't take it so much as like, it's okay because we're the good guys. I took it more in the way that like we're trying our best.
Yeah. Which
is all you can hope for, because you're always going to stumble and you're always going to fall.
Yes.
And whatever else. But you're right. It's funny because I watched that one pretty close to a Next Generation episode where Starfleet tells Picard that he has to move Native Americans off of a planet that they moved to, and they don't have a choice. And I'm like, well,
that is colonizer. Straight up.
Not great. But I mean, like, that is what they're addressing.
Well, that's it. That's it. And like, I feel like that an episode like that does addresses it a little bit more head on. Yeah. Where this sort of talked about it and then was sort of like, but in the end, aren't we all just all human and we're all flawed, aren't we?
Yeah. High five, everyone.
Right. It's just flawed. Like, yeah, but that just wasn't satisfying. I don't know. Anyway, I don't need to believe it, but yeah, that was one where I was like, ooh, I had high hopes for that one, and it didn't kind of.
I think because
land.
I didn't have a pre-fixation with his character. I guess he was just kind of there that I found the documentary to also just be kind of
just there. Yeah. I liked the way that episode was shot a lot. I liked how much it was only an episode or two prior to that they even showed us he was using drones, and then they made liberal use of the drones in that actual documentary episode.
Yeah. I loved the camera. I loved the shots like inside the computer panel.
Yeah.
Cameras.
Yeah.
That was good. That was
spy
really
shots
cool.
And stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I feel like I had something else to ask you about this season, but I can't remember. Oh, in a show that is famously like post-religious society, post-atheist, 2 instances of people praying, like in a positive fashion, which I found.
Yeah, wait, that's right.
So interesting.
Wait, so Uhura prays in Swahili.
And Pike prays.
When does Pike pray?
When
Remind
Marie is in her coma or whatever, he says an Our Father, or like pretty close to it.
Yes.
It's like getting to that point. He says the Lord's Prayer, and then I'm pretty sure Uhura says something quite similar.
The captions just said praying in Swahili.
He's praying in Swahili.
Yeah.
But the fact that like it's even like showing characters doing that is pretty antithetical to all of Star Trek.
It's definitely against the grain of the Roddenberry vision of Star Trek, right? Where he sort of saw it, he always sort of put it as like religion as a primitive, something that primitive cultures hung on to, but the Starfleet generation, so to speak, were more enlightened than that and didn't cling to such things. And if they did, it was more for the comforts of their traditions of home or whatever than it was for the actual faith. But this and that was true as recent as Star Trek Discovery, where we saw them go to. There was an episode in the last season where they went to some planet with some religious ritual. It was like a marathon type of thing, a race, whatever. Remember that? Yeah. But and it was sort of again like it was sort of painted as this is an ancient thing that's not really something anyone believes in anymore. But yeah, it is an interesting change, so to speak, in a way, and how they're portraying it.
I took it in a way in a way that they were trying to say that Starfleet likes to think that it's above these things or is past these things, but people are still people, and they do fall back on comfortability or things they can't explain or whatever else. And there's science isn't the end all. I was fascinated by that because it was a clearly deliberate choice twice to do that. And it's just, I haven't really seen that in Starfleet centric episodes.
You're so right. I hadn't really thought about it until you mentioned it now, but you're so right. It is different. It's a change of pace for Star Trek for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of change of pace, Frank, we are over time, so we should change our pace and talk about where people can find us.
Well, you could head on over to beerwithgeeks.com. That's one of my favorite places to tell people to go, because you can find all the episodes there. You can find, going back. You can go through every episode where we talked about the change of seasons and whether or not it was too early that seasonal beers were showing up. It's only March. Why are these summer beers already? I don't know. Did we do that? I have no idea. Probably not. Anyway.
I hope not. March. That would be ridiculous.
You can tell us at beerwithgeeks.com. You can go there and listen to the old episodes and tell us if we did that. You can go back and listen to our past episodes about Star Trek Strange New Worlds and other Star Trek. You can do all of that at beerwithgeeks.com. You can go to whatever podcast app you like and rate and review us. You can go to patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio and review us with some money and say, here, you are the $5 worth. Thank you. Pay a bill. And we will say, thank you. I will pay that bill. Thanks. Those are things you could certainly do if you wanted to keep in touch with us. Yeah. Those are places. Those are things.
Very good. I do have a final thought unrelated to Strange New Worlds, but to Star Trek. I was thinking about the alternative universe, the
mirror universe?
Not the mirror universe, not the Farragut universe, the
Kelvin
timeline. I was thinking of the Kelvin timeline because they're always like, oh, there's going to be a fourth one sometime, we promise. But at this point in their careers, they're much older than the last time than they made a Star Trek movie with that cast.
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
I would love to see their version of Admiral Kirk.
Yes.
And Captain Spock and or maybe Ambassador Spock. Or
show me.
Don't show me the crew again. Show me the crew getting back together again.
Yes.
But do the motion picture, but better.
Yes. Let me see V'ger.
Yeah.
We already did Khan, right? So let's do.
Right. So if you're going to do it, then don't do the search for Spock. That wouldn't make any sense. But show me some space whales.
Yes.
Or show me Undiscovered Country, but your version of it,
right?
Or something like that. That would be so fun.
Yes.
That would be
the way to do it at this point. I completely agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe that Chris Pine's Captain Kirk is still a captain. He shouldn't be.
No,
he's veering in on it in his 50s.
It's been 10 years, hasn't it? Since we last saw them, it's been a long time.
I'll actually use my one.
Yeah, we're in overtime now, baby. It doesn't matter. No, lookups are not a thing. Yeah, lookups are.
Star Trek. What's that?
Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond came out in
2016, right? Yeah, 9 years ago, man. That's weird.
And at that point, he was already I'm feeling it.
Right.
Yeah. And Chris Pine is 45 now.
Is that all he is? He's only 45?
He's younger than I thought.
He's younger than I thought, too, yeah.
Still, even then,
he's
veering in on Admiral territory.
Yeah.
By the time the movie, do it.
It's believable. We can, they could do it believably. For sure. Mm-hmm. I just think, it's been so long since we've seen them that it would just make more. I don't need just another adventure in the adventures of the Enterprise crew. Do you know what I mean? I would want something a little bit more we're getting the crew back together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zachary Quinto is 48. So, they're basically the same age.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Fascinating. But yeah, I would like to see that. That would be if you're going to do it, show me the turtlenecks. Show me their version of the turtlenecks.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Did Kirk and Alice Eve end up together. Oh, we got in that
right. So Nurse Chapel is in that universe. I totally forgot about that. That's who she
right.
is.
Yes.
Right.
Also, we got in that episode with the mind meld. We did get multiple mentions of Kirk on Orion. So the Orion slave girl thing reference
right
multiple times, and that was a big original series
thing
callback.
Yep.
That obviously we also had in Star Trek 2009. So
that's right. She was the roommate.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The most unpiratey Orion there ever was. The
yes.
Kelvin Universe.
Yes.
The Kelvin Universe roommate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Frank, thanks for joining me on Beer with Geeks as you do almost every week because it's a show that we do together. So until next time, cheers.
Cheers.